Women Innovators. Interviews with women with big messages and big missions, sharing their stories to inspire you to live your passion and step up to make the world a better place. Here's your host, Tami Patzer.
Hi, this is Tami Patzer, and I'm really happy to introduce today's guest, Kate Bourland. She is a respected business and digital marketing consultant who helps professionals tell their story and create global businesses that fund their dreams. She has 20 plus years of experience, and she's helped grow both multi-million-dollar businesses and startups. She is the founder of Start Small, Grow Big Network, Marketing Understood, and Purpose After 50. Welcome, Kate.
Thanks, Tami. I'm so excited to be here. How are you today?
I'm really great. I am really excited to talk to you because I think we have a lot in common with marketing and helping people to grow their businesses. Can you tell me more about who you help?
Well, I help people who live in small towns, as well as women over 50, to really find their passion and create a voice that will help them connect with global audiences. So primarily it's, small solopreneurs, people who have a message to share, but they don't really know how to get that message out there or how to put it together in a sequence that makes sense.
So
they're looking for help doing that.
So can you explain a little bit how you might help them with those problems?
Well, we start out, there's really a 5-step process that one goes through, but it starts out with getting really crystal clear on what it is that you're doing and what you're trying to create. What I have found out is that there's so much coming at us, and we're told we have to be everywhere all at one time. And so what ends up happening is we're scattered. So the first thing that when I work with someone is I help them really get clarity on who it is that they're able to help, who their market is, what problem are they solving, and then really get focused on a very small segment of their audience. And by doing that, then that all of a sudden opens up a road so that they are able to suddenly connect with the right person and resonate with that individual that they're able to help. So it starts with getting clear, and then we work on getting focused. And then the next piece of that is developing an action plan that I break up into 90-day segments, so that small, focused action plans that you get, where you're creating daily and quarterly wins, so that by the end of the year, you look back and you go, wow, look how much I've accomplished.
So if you create an action plan for them, can you describe what maybe a daily action plan might look like?
Well, it's really going to depend on where you are in the process. So if you are just getting started and you don't really have your vision defined yet, we are going to put an action plan in place that really helps you define your audience, that what I call the who, what, and why. And from there, and then you're going to start creating an outline of your program and what, so on a daily basis, you'll break down, you'll just take, one small piece of the puzzle and create maybe a blog post or a course outline or something along those lines, so that you're moving forward and that by the end of 90 days, you have your first really program and you're ready to launch. And then from there, what we'll do is then we go into the promotion piece, and that is choosing where's your audience going to find you? And as opposed to trying to be everywhere at one time, maybe we'll just start with LinkedIn, or maybe we'll just start with Facebook, or connecting with other influencers that will help your voice get found. So it's really hard to say that there is a one single action plan. It's going to depend on where you are in the process.
So would you say that you are a coach consultant? How do people really work with you?
They work with me in a couple of different ways. So I am both a coach and a consultant. Yes. So what I will do is we start out with just having a conversation and what are you trying to accomplish? And um, especially when I'm working with women who are coming out of corporate America and they are feeling that struggle of they know there's more purpose in their life, they know there's more, they are, you know, it's like they're exhausted. The younger generation is coming up trying to push them out. They don't feel valued, and they don't necessarily know what talents they bring to the world. So in that instance, we'll sit down and we will really go through a checklist of, what is it that you know? What is that gift and talent that you have? And we'll help them create that into some kind of a package. So it's a process of me giving them the tools and the checklists that they need so that they can define what their purpose and mission is. And then from there, it's the action plans of are we going to create a course, in which case they will create the content, but then I will help do all of the technical stuff so they don't have to learn the technical stuff on top of the content. So, maybe that might mean that we will put their course on my Marketing Understood platform or my Business Understood platform, where I'm promoting digital marketing. I'm marketing your digital product and helping you promote that. So it's a combination of both.
So when you're helping someone, you actually start at, I guess, ground zero, and then you work on trying to help them figure out who their prospects are and what their message is and their story. Can you talk a little bit more about how they create their global business to fund their dreams? I heard you talk about helping them to create a course. Can you expand on that a little bit?
I absolutely can. So in answer to your question, there are three phases of what I do. There is the plan phase, which is identifying where you're at, because some people already have a business in place. Maybe in a local market, they are a chiropractor or a massage therapist or a health coach, and they work in a local market. So then what we will do is we will take what they already have in place, and then we will start doing some outreach to help them either through blogging or create a course on a platform that will help them then reach outside of their local market. So when we talk about funding, reaching global markets, the global market piece is where social media comes in. It's where writing books come in. It's using promotion strategies or marketing strategies that get your message to a larger audience than what you have right now. So you start by planning and creating, then you promote, and a little bit at a time, and so that you start small and you grow big, and that might mean that you're going to create a short offer that resonates with your audience. So it's just a one-page checklist of here is how you solve this health problem, or if you have trouble sleeping, here is how you cure insomnia. And so they will opt into that particular checklist, and then they get exposed to you through blog posts and through other mediums.
So talk a little bit more about Start Small, Grow Big Network. What is that?
The idea behind Start Small, Grow Big came from working with clients who really think that you have to have it all done. And so all at one time. And so people will come to me and they want to build out this huge, elaborate sales funnel and website and social media presence, and they've never sold a thing in their life. And so by the end of so they might take 6 months or a year to create this perfect platform that's beautiful and wonderful and it looks glorious. And then they launch it and there's crickets. because they didn't test along the way. So what I encourage my clients to do is to start really small. You start with just a single offer to get your message out, to test the waters, to learn the skills and the marketing skills that you need. Almost like you're like a baby is going to learn to crawl before they learn to walk. So that you fail forward and you fail small, so that you're not in debt 10, 15, $20,000 by the time you launch your business to find out that it doesn't work. What you really want to do is to start small. Is you want to start in a manner that you can get some successes, test the market. If it is going to fail, that's great that it's failed because you've learned early. So now then what you get to do is you get to adjust, because failure isn't failure. It's just more information. So now you test and you tweak the offer, or you tweak the information, or maybe the audience that you're marketing to. And once you have one piece of your business figured out, then you get to scale and go to the next level. And you just keep layering on 90 days at a time until you have this really thriving, strong business with raving fans.
I really like that, because as you're talking, I was thinking about my failures and about how, the 90-day process. And I was thinking about my women innovators and about how I failed. And then finally I hit the magic combination. Mm-hmm. And if I'd probably had someone like you helping me, I probably would have hit my magic combination of, maybe a few failures ago. But I like that when you're working on that, because you said if you start small, and then of course if you fail just a little bit, and then you can readjust. Do you have any examples of either yourself or anyone who's a good example of maybe someone who tried and they maybe failed, but then they tweaked it and then came back and it was a success?
Yeah, I'm actually a perfect example of this, because really what I did, I was that person that was everywhere. And a lot of my clients also, is I have the fortune of looking behind the curtain of a lot of businesses. And so all too often what I have discovered is when you look behind the curtain, what's on the outside isn't necessarily what is of a business, is not really what's going on behind the scenes. And so for myself, as I was trying to be everywhere and I was trying to do everything, my message wasn't clear. And because I have so much to bring to the table and I can really solve so many problems based on my experience and the types of companies and businesses that I've worked with, my own personal message wasn't really clear. So what I had to do is I had to really pull back and say, all right, what is it that I want to do? Because I don't have the time in the day to be on Facebook and LinkedIn and build my Twitter and Instagram and write and blog and consult, because I kind of call it like the gerbil on acid syndrome, where you're just spinning around and like you're just creating all this noise and throwing spaghetti. So when I pulled back and said, all right, really, who is it that I want to help? What is that one thing that I love that resonates with me that I can really help people with? And it came back to that creating the plan piece and really help you get focused. And once I was really able to clarify that, then I could also connect with other people who could do the other pieces, so that I wasn't trying to do it all. And then also you end up having this network, so you're not feeling so alone. So it's just a matter of, pulling back, taking a look at, all right, what do I love? Where do I make the greatest impact? And then who can support me and who can support my clients?
So that's really important, because so often we are working alone, maybe behind our computer, wherever we are. But I think it really is important, like you said, to not feel alone and to have a solid support system and a network, because that does help you keep moving forward.
Hmm.
What do you think are some of the myths or misperceptions about what you do to help people?
There's a couple of them. One is that I think I've already touched on this a little earlier, is that you have to be perfect before you launch. And that's kind of where the start small, grow big comes from, is that no, you don't have to have it all in place and you don't have to be perfect. Start with something, so just again, start with those bite-sized pieces and move forward. And then the other piece would be that you have to do everything at once. You don't. Focus on Facebook. Focus on one marketing method at a time. Learn it really well, so that you can become an expert, so that you can develop that level of confidence. And then I think there's a third misconception, is that you don't have anything to share. That maybe, and this was a big one for me, was that, well, there is somebody already doing this. There's all these big names in the market space. So what am I going to bring to the equation? And so when you understand that your voice is going to people that resonate with you, and your voice matters.
I think that's really important, because you're right that there are many now, digital marketing consultants out there, and big name gurus who charge a lot of money. Do you ever get people who think that they have to spend tons and tons of money with a big name guru to learn what they need to know, when in fact they don't necessarily need the big name guru to do what they need to do?
I see it all the time. In fact, I'm working with someone right now who's gone through that process and is probably $30,000 in debt from that process. And it's interesting, because you watch and you go, okay, well, that's fine, and then you just kind of help pull people through that process. But there are times when the gurus and following them make a lot of sense. There are other times when you just need to believe in your gut and move forward.
I think you're right, because if you actually watch, and I've been watching now since about 2009, most of the gurus just recycle, rinse, and repeat.
Mm-hmm.
The same message over and over and over again, and it grows. What do you think is the main reason why someone might decide not to work with you?
They're not ready. They are, either they don't believe in themselves, and it's just not resonating yet. Maybe it might be a timing issue. The other would be that they're just not ready to put in that time that it takes, because it does take time. And an investment of both time and money, to understand the process, that you either need to invest time or you need to invest money. So those are really, in many cases, it's just that they're not clear yet on really what they want to do with their lives.
So I have a question that I'm very curious about. If someone were to come to you, and they're like, juggling all this stuff, and they're trying to figure out what they're doing, and they say to you, Kate, which platform should I choose? Do you have a favorite?
Well, that's going to depend. If it's blogging, it's WordPress. If it's a course, it's Invanto, Member Hub, or CoachRack. And so yes, I have tools that I use, and but everyone works with tools in a different way. A lot of times it depends on what you're already using, and how does that integrate with how does this new tool integrate with what you're using. But my favorite tools on the market are for WordPress and landing pages and those kinds of things. There's WordPress and Thrive Themes, Thrive Leads, Thrive Content Builder. I love Invanto for the course creation, and they're just, there's just so many tools that are on the market. There's always new ones coming out. So it's kind of hard to answer that, because there's not necessarily a one size fits all.
Right. Well, I just think it's always interesting to hear because I like to ask that question because I learn about new things that maybe I haven't discovered. Because, like you said, our goal is to stay focused and to get clear. And I really liked that message from you, and I really resonate. For example, I knew I needed to be focused, so I actually named my cat Focus.
Oh, I love that. That's
So
great.
focus, focus. And so it was a constant reminder. And then I also have a cat named Clarity. She's a calico cat. And calico cats are supposed to be money cats.
Uh-huh.
So I call Clarity, Clarity.
Oh my goodness,
and,
you've created a
and
new pet naming trend here. I
and
love
the cool thing is seriously, I do believe it has helped me because it is a reminder of what I'm supposed to be doing to stay clear, to stay focused, and to keep moving forward. I wanted to double check to make sure I understand about um, the okay, I know Start Small, Grow Big Network, Marketing Understood is a platform, and then Purpose After 50. Is that a website, a blog? What is Purpose After 50?
that is really a program that I have and that I offer to people. So it was really more just to define that um, this is a program that where I can help you develop your marketing message so that it really defined a particular audience. So the truth of the matter is that whether it's a guru or whatever it is you're trying to achieve, there really are the foundations and the systems are the same. It just is a matter of who you're talking to, and then picking and choosing, a lot like baking. If you're baking, you're using flour, you're using sugar, you're using milk, eggs, those kinds of things, but the quantities that you use are going to be different if you're baking bread or if you're baking a cake. So we're using the same ingredients, we're just using them in different amounts. So when it comes to marketing.
That's really great. So, Kate, is there anything that you'd like to add before I ask you to tell me more about where we can find out more about you?
No, I just really appreciate the opportunity to chat with you, Tammy, and just kind of share my message about my business and how I can help people. Just anyone, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions and draw on my experience either from helping you find a path or connecting you with the right people to get to where you want to go.
Well, I really appreciate that. And you have Kate Bourland, and that is Kate, KateBourland.com. And you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So you can find Kate all over the internet. And I really appreciate all of your insight because I've learned a lot. And thank you for sharing those tools. You named some that I was not personally familiar with. And I really like the idea of that 90-day execution action plan that you can customize for people who can, move them forward. And I really like the idea of how you are helping local people be able to have that global expanse of opportunity, because sometimes I don't think people realize that the world really is a global opportunity, and you can be in a small town anywhere in the world and be operating big business anywhere on the globe.
Absolutely. And one other piece that that just popped into my mind is that right now, if you are a business owner or a professional that is looking to create some kind of a course or program, right now is the time to pull the trigger. And the reason why is that I think it was Seth Godin did a speech a while back where he talked about 75% of the world is not connected to the internet. But in the next, as we speak right now, but in the next 12 to 18 months, that's going to shift. So we're going to have a lot more competition. And so there's opportunities that exist right now for getting your message out, creating your program, translating what you already have into other languages, so that when that 12 to 18 month period hits and the internet connectivity really fully ramps up worldwide, that you already have a built-in audience, and that you don't wait, and then when you hit that audience, all of a sudden there's more competition. So that's just something to keep in mind and be aware of.
Wow, there's a golden nugget right there about translating your courses. I'm sitting here, I have like 25 courses in a course platform just sitting there because I haven't even marketed all the courses I've actually created. And I'm just going, oh my goodness, if I had those translated, then I would really have something very unique, because I don't know that many people who have multiple courses that are in translation, and they're all marketing related courses too. So it would make perfect sense. Thank you so much. That's
you are
really
very
great.
welcome. You are very welcome.
Again, Kate Bourland, everyone, make sure you reach out to her. And again, you don't have to do it all. You can start small, take those little baby steps. And if you fail, you get right back up and try it again. And I know for a fact that I have failed my way to success, and it sounds like Kate's done it too. So if you failed, it doesn't mean that you can't be a success. It means that you're just one step closer to finding that golden key that opens that magic door. So with that, this is Tami Patzer. Go make it a great day.
You've been listening to Women Innovators with Tami Patzer. To learn more, please go to womeninnovatorsradio.com. And please do subscribe and share to spread the big messages and big missions to change the world.